I'm finally making my way to Australia, where I'll be embarking on all kinds of adventures and battling all sorts of food monstrosities. But before I get there, I have to survive this incredibly long flight, which was going to be upwards of 20 hours. Now, for this particular adventure, it starts out on our final day in Chicago, as we be tying up a few loose ends before getting onto our flight. And when I say we, I mean myself and the big man himself, Randy Santel, as he was looking to sneak in one last win before flying out. I was still feeling the effects of the previous challenge, and to be real with you, I don't know how comfortable I would have been just nursing a food baby the entire time on such a long flight. But anyways, after Randy's challenge, it was time to drop off our rental car, and yes, as you can see, Randy's troubling addiction is still affecting him very much. But once we dropped off the car, we decided to kill two birds with one stone by getting some exercise while making our way to the airport.
I think it's like a 1.3 mile walk to either the Blue Line or the airport, where we gotta go. Definitely getting our exercise for the day. As you can see, we got our backpacks and the front backpack as well. Very nice to get some moderate exercise before this godly insane flight to Australia, or at least the first part of it, which is to Tokyo, I believe.
And don't be fooled, these aren't exactly light backpacks we're carrying, as they had everything we'd be using on the trip. But at the same time, come on Mitchie, the lack of cardiovascular capacity on display here, it's slightly embarrassing. But after this small trek, we eventually made it to the Belmont train station and headed to the airport. And while at the airport, and as silly as this sounds, for some reason, this is one of my favorite clips documenting the big man and his big ol' addiction. Maybe because it's how I framed the shot, but for whatever reason, it just makes me laugh every time I watch it. Anyways, there were no issues making it to our flight, and then it was time to board, which, speaking of board, that was actually the biggest challenge when it came to this flight. Now don't get me wrong, the flight had TV shows and movies, and I brought plenty of audiobooks to listen to. Furthermore, I've even done trips with family where we would be on the road for 14 hours in a single day. But being on a flight for essentially a whole day, that takes things to a whole different level. And trying to sleep through the night, that was definitely a unique experience to say the least. And in no way was I feeling sleep deprived or close to losing my sanity whatsoever. Not one bit. Actually, that's not true. I was totally about to lose my mind here. Now, as far as the food goes, which did help keep me occupied to some degree, I gotta say, it was a bit interesting because we were on an ANA international flight, so I did get to try a variety of items that I never would have if I were flying locally in the States. Now, was it good? I mean, I think we can all agree most airlines aren't known for the quality of their food. And in this case, it actually wasn't too shabby. I was actually kind of digging the dinner I got on this flight, which the main dish was miso grilled Spanish mackerel. Then along with that were some Japanese buckwheat noodles, which I didn't think were too bad, especially when I had it with the noodle sauce. And then getting some roasted seaweed and some wasabi into the mix. I wasn't opposed to seeing all the fruits and vegetables here either, because for all I knew, it might be a while before I ever see those again. Now, in case you're wondering, the beer does come with the meal, but I'm not much of a beer drinker, though I do know someone who is. But overall, it was a fun food adventure nonetheless. And after making it through that first flight, we made it to our connecting flight, and then we were on our way to Sydney, Australia, where, once our adventures flying ended, the true adventures would soon begin.
Finally got done with the second long-ass flight. I think altogether it was like 20 plus hours. I actually got to brush my teeth right after the plane, so that felt really good. Still a little jet lagged a little bit. We'll see how I do, because I think later tonight there's a ramen challenge, and we're going the wrong way. We're going the wrong way.
And to watch the next video from this trip, tap the video on the screen or click on the link in the description down below, and I'll see you there.